What is going on, guys? My name is Tefty. Welcome to Dank Talk number 5. We got BlueWestlo and VersusTheStream here. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, snap. We got some things to talk about. It's a certain company that's been around for a while making video games. Nintendo.
This
The
is
Joggins.
the Nintendo episode.
Well, Sega is back with the Dreamier cast finally after a long hiatus.
Sonic Mania finally on the new Sega
Cannot
console.
wait to play more Crazy Taxi in HD.
Super crazy Sonic in that fictional. Never mind. Man.
Ooh.
Man, that Switch though, guys. What do you think? Let's get some first impressions first off.
Well, we saw a Switch already, right? They showed it. Did they show it at E3? They showed it at some point before this
They
event.
showed
right?
it like a couple months ago, like back in I want to say November,
Yeah,
September.
it was more like teaser
It's like their
stuff.
own. It's like a random. It's like a random. Like they had a commercial thing that came up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 3-minute reveal.
Yeah.
I thought the design was sleek. It was one of their best works in terms of design. And with this event, it just made me want it even more. Like I knew I was ready to get one, and the conference itself was weird here and there.
Very.
There wasn't a lot of clear messages until afterwards, like throughout the day. Like more things got confirmed throughout the next day for us in the US. But the first impression for me personally was great. It seemed like it was like this is what the Wii U was supposed to be, and hopefully this helps us forget about what the Wii U was.
Rest
And
in Wii U.
I'm really excited. I pre-ordered it already. I went to GameStop in the morning and I waited outside and pre-ordered one.
Nice. How about you, Blue? What was the first impression?
I mean, I really like the concept of the Switch. I think I always really liked Sony and both Nintendo both kind of tried to do it a couple years ago, right around the end of the life cycle of the consoles. So obviously, Vita has remote play, and then right after that, Nintendo announced the Wii U, where it was like, oh yeah, you have this cool tablet, you can take it and play your games and stuff, kind of, but
Yeah,
not
you
really.
can take it outside and
A little bit
never
outside the
mind.
room.
Yeah.
A
in the
little bit
hallway.
outside the room. So they were kind of playing around with the idea. Obviously, the Vita. I mean, the Vita's remote play is fantastic, but the Vita itself is like it's too expensive. Like you're paying $800 to get that experience,
And the
Mhm.
memory cards are way too expensive.
and the memory cards are awful. And then the Wii U is the Wii U. I mean, we already know what that is. So to be able to really see Nintendo, and obviously all the hardware that they talked about and putting it into practice at the press conference,
Mhm.
it was really cool to see that we're finally getting that sort of okay, play it on your big TV. I gotta take a shit. Let's go take a shit. Now I'm gonna keep playing Zelda while I'm taking a great shit. So
Is that a Goro? Or did I like some of my shit get on the
What the
screen?
heck?
Wait, what is the?
Oh, thank God.
it seems so trivial, but I think the Wii U was just not a very good. Nintendo always innovates how they give us ways to play. I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing the Wii U didn't really do, and they didn't really explain 100% what the Wii U was. So
Oh, it's very unclear. Yeah.
For a lot
was
of
very-
people.
for a lot of people, and the Switch is a lot more. Is a lot like the concept
much
of the
more
Switch
clear
itself.
message.
The Switch itself is the message. Like you see what the Switch does, like okay, that's what this console does. And Nintendo's never been that good at giving press conferences, so their hardware has always spoke for itself, and that's what the Wii U didn't really do. The hardware didn't speak for itself.
Yeah.
True.
So the Switch spoke for itself. Like it's a cool cut. You play on your TV, take the tablet. You're playing on the tablet now, so that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And keep going. I wasn't sure if you're done.
I have no problem with the hardware. I think the hardware is awesome. I think the concept behind it is fantastic. I really like what they're doing with the Switch. Just for me personally, the game lineup isn't right. It isn't there for me yet.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my only.
Makes
concern.
sense.
I think
The
that's-
hardware is awesome.
I think that's kind of my takeaway as well. Like, I'm excited to see a tablet evolution because again, that market it's a kind of an untapped market and it's huge too because you have all these people that want to play games on Android devices and iPads and all that. And so Nintendo is kind of brilliant in that sense of thinking, okay, let's go target all these gamers that haven't really taken the time to invest into serious consoles and all that. But at the same time, I feel like that the lineup that they showed at that presser was just like here's a $300 Zelda game. Actually, no, $370 Zelda game. You know, so I think that was like my impression from the presser. Like I'm excited that Nintendo is innovating and creating new hardware and making some interesting tablet designs and all that. But when I walked away feeling like, wow, Nintendo wants a lot of money for very little right now.
For Zelda.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of the people are agreeing that it's maybe coming out too soon, maybe a month. They should have released it in April, where you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe coming out, Skyrim, and all that stuff. I think Skyrim's coming out in April.
Is it?
But
Is it confirmed April?
I don't know. I'm just making that up probably.
I think they said it was sometime in fall, but regardless, I mean,
still, you gotta wait. Like basically, in order to fully enjoy a nice library, you have to wait till December of this year. Essentially.
Yeah, and arguably people said the same thing about Xbox One and PS4. There are more titles, but everyone has different, like everyone has their own wants out of a console and a lineup.
yeah.
So there are people who didn't buy a PS4 because there weren't games for them. People didn't buy an Xbox One because there weren't games for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this launch is for Nintendo fans. You know what I mean? Like coming out in March is for the people who really, really want to play Zelda.
That's true. Yeah.
And the other games, to me, I don't care about 1-2 Switch. Honestly, like,
what?
Like, I don't care about
you don't
want to
play 1-2 Switch?
I don't.
You don't want to play the cow milk.
What?
No.
You don't want to milk them titties?
No. Oh no! Oh, we could. Oh, now I want it. Now I want it. But to me, like Zelda, they said it very clear multiple times. Zelda was not coming out in March. That it supposedly got pushed back, and that was huge to me. Like for them to be like, "Hey, we're releasing the newest Zelda the same day," it's why the system is being sold out right now. It's going to sell out because of Zelda alone.
But
and like
they're also selling it for the Wii U too, though. The game's coming out on both consoles.
There's the rumors that the Wii version's coming out afterwards, and people are. I don't know one person who's getting on Wii U instead of Switch.
Well, there's like, going to be a lot of people, obviously, that are going to get on the Wii U. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people are not going to pay a $300 tax. Well, no, a lot of people bought the Wii U and they got disappointed.
There's less than 10 million Wii U sold.
Still, I mean, I own a Wii U. You own a Wii U.
Yeah, totally.
I owned a
Wii U because of Smash Brothers Wii U.
Yeah,
that's literally it. And I kind of made that mistake with the Wii U, and it's probably not one I'm choosing to make with the Switch. I don't want to buy the console for one game because reality is, I had Skyward Sword. I played that once, and that was cool. I really bought the console for Smash Bros. And then after like 2 months of playing that, when people just stopped playing it, I was like, cool, I have this brick on my
yeah. Mario Maker was really cool too.
But this whole thing about Zelda, though, as you look at Zelda, it's launching on both Wii U and Switch. Zelda Twilight Princess launched on GameCube and Wii, sold more on the Wii. Why? Because people wanted new hardware. They wanted to play the Zelda on the better hardware. So that's why people are going to buy the Switch to play Zelda at the best they can possibly play.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, we had Wii Sports, and it was very revolutionary.
Well,
at the time,
we're talking about Zelda players, though. We're not talking about people who wanted that. I'm talking about specifically.
No, like the initial, the feeling of wanting to buy new hardware. Like there was a lot more advancement in the Wii. Like we'd never seen that.
There was a lot of feeling of that, but obviously the main driving force behind every Wii console, or behind every Nintendo console, is the Nintendo IP. Mm-hmm. Like that one game that makes you want to buy it. And then obviously the technology, a lot of people wanted to buy it, but the main bulk of the initial sales was because of Zelda when the Wii launched, and then gradually. As
people found out the Wii Sports,
as people eventually find out,
this is for 2-year-olds. This is for your mom who doesn't really want to get up because she's pregnant. Like
this is for throwing your controller into the TV.
Yo, rip your TV. Sorry about that.
TV sales skyrocket.
So for that reason, I mean, I'm sure the Switch is going to do just fine to start. I'm hoping the technology pulls the same thing that the Wii did, where technology is just so cool that people just want to buy it because they see it so often.
I think because you can play Zelda wherever you are, I think that's that's to be the equivalent of it in some sort of way. People are going to have the idea, I can play Zelda or I can play any future title. I can play Skyrim when that comes out anywhere I want.
Yeah.
And when you look at the videos, it looks like you're not sure, okay, how does that look like in my hand? How big is it? But there's been comparison videos that have been coming out the past few days, and it's hardly bigger than a 3DS XL, which is fantastic. It's like, well, the controls are hardly bigger than the 3DS XL, and the screen itself is a little smaller than the Wii U screen.
Yeah.
But everything looks like a perfect portable size. And the way that I'm taking it is I'd rather, instead of looking at it as a home console I can take with me, I'm looking at it as a handheld console that I can play at home, like on my TV. Yeah. And it feels, it's a much better thought in my head when I look at it like that, because it feels more revolutionary like that. It feels like, oh my God, these handheld games, you know, the rumors of Pokemon coming out, and I grew up playing these games. I can put it on the TV and I can play it. And that's going to be a huge selling point. People just portability, like you said, them going into the handheld market with like tablets and how everyone has one technically, like kind of. And it's just a huge market that they never really went into. And them being the first ones to do it in this sort of way is going to be huge for Nintendo.
Yeah, well, and let me clarify also that market being the hardcore gamer that has tablets and all that, or maybe hasn't maybe moved away from the console generation, but then is inundated with tablets and all that, and then a tablet system that is focused towards a hardcore gamer. I think that market really is untapped because like a core gaming experience doesn't really exist right now on an iPad, iPhone, stuff like that. That gives you the feeling of these games. And I know NVIDIA is trying to go after that because they've been doing the Shield or the GeForce Shield. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, is that what? Yeah, they've got both.
Yeah, but it's not good. But NVIDIA doesn't have Mario. They don't have
exactly. It's already games that you can play on your PC.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool. And NVIDIA was part of this though. They made their own like Tesla chip or something for this.
Did they?
Which is pretty cool. So it has NVIDIA
oh, that's
hardware.
Cool. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's great.
So it's really really interesting, and it's just really exciting to just even think about. Like you have the people who are casual, people like to call casual, who play tablets only, and they like to have that portability and play whenever they want.
Casual?
Call casuals?
Oh my god! What
oh my god!
That we call.
What? I don't know why I heard.
I don't even know what I said anymore. You questioned it. Now I'm questioning myself.
I was like Caucasian, Caucasual. Is that what you call it?
What?
Caucasual?
White casuals? What are you trying to say? What?
No, I could have sworn he said Caucasual.
I agree with Tefty with the whole. There aren't core players who look at tablets and go, "I want a tablet so I can play this and that." But this taps into those people who are quote unquote like hardcore gamers, and they can now do that. Now the idea of going anywhere with these games they want to play is huge. And if the third party support keeps up with it, which I really hope it does, it can be huge. Because there's rumors of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 coming to the Switch.
Oh, really?
And that alone is for hardcore, like a lot of that's a hardcore game technically.
Oh, definitely.
So being able to take Dark Souls wherever you go, being able to take Skyrim wherever you go, and any other future third party titles like Shin Megami Tensei, which is already on the 3DS. You have Mario, the actual open world 3D Mario game, be able to go like that's all that stuff is gonna be really really cool.
Yeah. Is that confirmed open world?
Yeah, it's open.
Really, they've confirmed
world.
it. I didn't realize because I feel like people were just saying it's open world by the looks of it. I'm like, well, video doesn't really lend itself to knowing exactly how it is.
No, it's open world. You go on this little blimp thing that you find on the top of the city, and that blimp then takes you to like other areas.
Okay, cool.
So those those areas itself is like an open. It's like Mario 64, where it's like open world. You go to a level that levels open world. I'm assuming.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so I pre-ordered it as well. I pre-ordered the system. I pre-ordered Zelda, but mainly because I want to play Zelda. And
yep, same here.
I have big reservations whether or not I'm actually going to keep the console afterwards. I mean, I'll probably keep it. Let's be honest. Well, just because
Mario Kart's next month.
Yeah, but I've played Mario Kart on Wii U.
But have you played with the Splatoon character, Tefty?
Oh my god! Okay, I'll
we
take
have a
two.
So much new content, Tefty. 2 new characters and a new mode. Oh.
Okay, now with all this innovation that I think is great, this idea of bringing a tablet core or hardcore tablet gaming experience to the market, I think Nintendo did classic Nintendo stuff once again, and they're putting the games on a cartridge. What do you think of that? Like for me personally,
that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine. It works. It still works, and the technology behind it's constantly growing. And right now, cartridges can hold up to, I can't remember. You can actually hold more than a Blu-ray disc. What does Blu-ray do? 50 gigs?
I think Blu-ray is
50 gigabytes.
I think so. Yeah, 50.
But cartridges, the technology can hold up to like 64 gigs. I think like something like that.
Yeah.
I remember reading about it. But I don't mind the cartridges, honestly. It was I got surprised personally with the cartridges, and the cartridges is one of the reasons why I look at it as a handheld console. I can play that turns into a home console.
Yeah.
Instead of a home console, But
I feel like everything's moving towards digital,
Yeah, but a console like this that only comes with 32 gigabytes storage isn't meant for digital unless you could invest in one of those big SD cards. And though they don't exist, they did confirm this morning that the Switch is going to support 2 terabyte SD cards when those launch.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're going to be expensive for sure.
Is there a separate slot for those SD cards then?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
So at launch, you can buy a 256 gigabyte SD card and play digitally if you want. I'm personally not going to do digital. I never really do digital first unless it's like a significant price difference between physical. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the cartridges. I think it's really cool and exciting.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's interesting. I mean, if you could have a 2 terabyte SD card, which I'm sure would be a grip of cash, but still, it exists. Then you could load up your games that you want, and then specific titles you could purchase physically.
Yeah. By the time the 2 terabyte comes out, the prices of the other smaller ones will most likely be down.
Yeah.
So, like, you think about the consoles now. I speak for myself. I had a PlayStation. My PlayStation 4 only had 500 gigabytes. I usually delete games I know I'm not going to play anymore, or games I haven't played in a very long time, and I can just re-download them or reinstall them. So space is never really an issue for me. But I'm glad they give you the option with the SD cards, and I think it also supports. Is it SD only, or can you use an external hard drive? I can't remember if they support external hard drives or not, but I can confirm the SD cards.
That'd be a pain in the ass.
You mean like bringing that? I think mostly for home though, not like if they do support external hard drives, it most likely be for when you're at home. Like it makes more sense. True.
It would make more sense. It's not like you're gonna bring like 5 games,
50 games,
50 games, or whatever on your travel for back and forth from work.
And you got games on your tablet?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, what tablet is that?
Oh, let me bust out my USB 2 terabyte drive, man.
And a lot of what I've been reading is what's gonna sell this console is a lot of word of mouth. The idea of people saying, "Yo, bro, I got FIFA on my Switch. I'm gonna bring it over to your house, and all 10 of us can play." That like stuff like that's gonna happen. That's already happening. I'm reading posts on NeoGAF of people at work talking about it and saying how they can buy Switches, bring it for lunch breaks, and how they can do stuff at work and at parties. And I think word of mouth is gonna sell the console a lot too.
They're gonna play FIFA.
I think so
on
too.
the Switch.
FIFA and 2K.
I think it's the type of thing where people are gonna bring it and you say, "What the hell is that?" They say, "Oh man, it's my Switch. Check it out, Nintendo.com/."
Yeah, like the links and everything.
Like they're actually.
But when people see that though, they're gonna say, "Wow, that's awesome." And then I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, but I got a 3DS ready." But it's like, can you play 3DS on that big saucy 4K monitor you got at home? Oh shit, no, I can't.
Oh,
that's right. Boom,
right.
Sold.
Also capping it. Hey, you're a streamer. You want to cap that Nintendo?
That's what I like too. Like I was thinking about that, and the only thing that I've been thinking about as a streamer is like, how am I gonna listen to it? Because I only saw an audio port for a headphone jack on the top of the Switch itself. But how do I listen to it like with my Astros or because with the Nintendo Wii U, when I streamed it, I would usually have my headphones in the Wii U pad, and that worked. But obviously, to play on my screen, I have to have the Switch docked. So how am I gonna use my headphones when it's docked?
Dock me.
Well, when it's docked, like all the audio is going to go through HDMI.
Yeah, but then how do my Astros do that though? My Astros are connected to my console through optic cable, and then my PC through USB.
Got it. Yep. Complications. I have a system that routes everything through my computer so I can monitor it.
Boy, let me get some that.
Some fanciness. What do you think of the? Okay, so we talked about the hardware, and it's interesting, and I think you guys are right. Like when people see it, I think there's going to be an overall like, ooh, what is this? This looks interesting. I want to be able to experience this type of thing. It still hinges on the fact that the titles have to sell it essentially. And obviously Zelda looks amazing, right? We can all agree that game looks like it's going to be great.
Zelda looks dope.
Yeah, just straight up, it looks dope. I'm excited to play it.
Fun fact, it was also inspired by Skyrim, which is why it's more of an RPG route this time, which seems pretty cool.
Yep. I mean, that's a great thing to be inspired by, because I've been playing Skyrim lately, and man, the game's incredible. So Zelda's coming. They're excited about that. And then there's 3 other titles that I've like forgotten about. I think. Well, no, 1-2 Switch was one of them.
Arms. We have 1-2 Switch, Arms. We have Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Skyrim.
Those aren't launching though.
Or launch titles specifically?
So the launch titles are obviously Zelda, 1-2 Switch, Imaginators, Just Dance, and Super Bomberman.
Right. So Zelda.
Super Bomberman's not going to sell it.
So we got
Just
Zelda.
Dance, so those are the launch titles, and then apparently in March, obviously later in March, Snipper Clippers, I Am Setsuna, Something Hero. Oh, Has Been Heroes, which I think a lot of people are really excited for.
Is that the one from Suda?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's like
No More Heroes.
You have more. Yeah. So a week later, you have more games coming out, which isn't bad.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I thought it was like a month. So a week later, you have what he's saying. Like that Clippers. Is it Clippers I'm talking about? The one where you get to like it's 2 shapes. It's like you have 2 shapes and you have to like it's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
I wonder how much those games are going to be.
That game looks awesome.
And then obviously in April we got Mario Kart coming out. So
I know the games like Zelda, Mario Kart, they're $60. Bomberman's not $60. I would bet it's $20 to $30. If it's a digital title only, it's probably gonna be $20. Because we don't know which ones are digital only. They just show the game titles. They didn't say which is physical, which is digital.
And then a couple other games that are coming out later in the year. Obviously, there's Super Mario Odyssey, which is going to be interesting how that works. That was one of the more interesting ones.
Yeah.
Xenoblade is coming out in 2017. Ultra Street Fighter. Minecraft,
which is dumb, Minecraft, by the way.
I know people are like gonna dump on Minecraft, but Minecraft does sell consoles.
Minecraft is good as Minecraft's
a staple.
Minecraft is gonna sell Switches because the idea of your child being able to play anywhere in the house, like, oh my god, Stanley, shut the fuck up and go to your room and play Minecraft. I think
Minecraft actually has a really big opportunity to feel like a very specific experience on the Switch, one that no other console can offer.
Yeah, and true. I've seen kids play on pads, and they play like the bootleg Minecraft on pads and iPhones and Android phones.
But this is actually the first real mobile Minecraft that's not like a stupid bootleg.
Yeah, that's not like a bootleg or anything cut corners. Like, this is that's gonna sell. There's no doubt Mario. People who are probably waiting to Mario's gonna sell for the holidays, no doubt.
And then apparently Sonic Mania, which I don't really follow a whole lot.
I'm not really hyped for that. I think it's another Sonic, right?
Yeah, I think so. Which would be cool. And then Steep, which a lot of people like. A lot of people like Steep. And then Disgaea 5, which is a very niche game, but I love Disgaea, so.
Okay.
I never had any interest in Steep, so I can't really speak for that.
Well, what about that Octopath game? Because that game looks awesome.
What game?
Octopath Traveler or whatever, or Traveler Octopath. It had a weird title. I think it was Octo was in the title.
Right now.
Yeah,
Puyo.
It's got like a
that's the 16-bit game,
16-bit side-scrolling type of RPG type of thing, or not side-scrolling, but like 16-bit. Yeah.
Is it a new game or is it a remake of an old game?
No, it's a new game. Pretty sure it was a new game.
Oh, and then I forgot about Rhyme and Splatoon 2 are coming out as well.
Splatoon 2, isn't that during the summer?
Summer.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Splatoon 1 came out almost 2 summers ago.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Octopath Traveler, I didn't know it was a completely new game. I thought it was it's a new JRPG.
Yeah, it's a new game. Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm
sure
excited about
as well.
I'm excited about the Nintendo titles, but I'm also really excited about that one. Even though I know I said I'm like on the fence of the Switch, I just don't know when that game's going to come out. Is it going to be like next year? Like
that should be cool though. Like that makes me happy because that's a Square Enix title, and Square Enix also announced Dragon Quest. The Dragon Quest. It's on PS4 right now. It's the first and second one. Dragon Quest Warriors 1 and 2.
I want a remastered Dragon Quest. What was it? 9. Did you guys ever play Dragon Quest 9?
No,
I played. I think 7 or 8, like a little 9? Bit.
Hold up, it was Journey of the Cursed King.
But they're doing that. They're also doing the Fire Emblem Warriors game, which is like the Zelda one they did a while back.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's Dragon Quest 8. My bad.
Fire Emblems.
Dude, I want Dragon Quest 8 to come out so bad on Nintendo Switch, like a remake. Oh my god.
I never
That's
played
the best JRPG in the history of our JRPGs. People can fight me on that. That's the best
Dragon
JRPG
Quest
ever.
is coming out. The new Dragon Quest looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
All the new Dragon Quests are ass. Let's not talk about those. But Dragon Quest 8 was lit.
I have no reference.
Dragon Quest.
Oh my god. So this year for Switch, I think you guys are right. It's like this is for core Nintendo gamers, and I think that's also why they released it or are releasing it in March, and also have limited supplies as well. I think they said 2 million units. Was it something like that?
I think so. That's why it's going so fast.
Yeah, and also some might think of it as like marketing, and partially it is, but at the same time, I think it's for core gamers that want the Nintendo, they want Zelda, they want the new system, and so it feeds the core gamers for Nintendo. And then they can experience it. They can get hyped about it. And then as each month goes by, new units get on board, and people can start adapting it. Because obviously, with a lineup like that in the beginning, it's not very enticing to spend $300 on a new console.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a smart. It's a very sketchy investment, but I see it as a smart one because their problem in the past is they haven't invested enough into their core community, and like the Wii U was like. They weren't sure if they should start again because they did it with GameCube. The Wii went very casual, and then the Wii U tried to get back to the core, but it just didn't really get there because of Wii U. And I think them investing in the core with the Switch first is really smart, and then from there, word of mouth will get the casual people who see it here and there. That will grab them from word of mouth alone.
Yeah.
So the core themselves are going to be the ones pretty much promoting it in a sense. And I don't think it's a bad investment. Them going back to core, which a lot of people wanted, will definitely help its initial sales.
Yeah.
And then it's up to that word of mouth and the third party support to really keep it up.
Yeah, I mean they're doing both though, because a lot of those games like 1-2 Switch, obviously that's like it's a party game. You know, they've got all kinds of like the motion control games are cool, but at the same time they're very gimmicky. After a while, it's like, all right, where's my Zelda? You know. Also, I'm really disappointed they didn't talk about Metroid because they skipped Metroid on Wii U.
Oh, dude!
Right?
I'm sure they will. Like, there's no way. I refuse to believe they're going to go another generation without a Metroid game.
I'd be pissed off.
And I think
if they did.
They need something for E3 though, right? They can't just give us everything and then redo it. Because for Zelda, they showed us Zelda like 2 times in a row at E3.
Well, I'm sure they're going to show Mario.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely going to show more gameplay of Mario, but we don't want to see things we already know about. And that's a big thing going on with Microsoft right now that people are talking about. People are starting to receive emails that Microsoft's in trouble because with Scalebound being canceled, and supposedly they're going to have a really hard E3 this year because they don't really have a lot. So this is a rumor for us now that they won't have a lot of new IPs. They're going to just show us their first party IPs they've been working on. And there's been a lot of internal struggle, but we don't want that with Nintendo. We don't want to see stuff we already know. Like, it'd be cool for them at E3 to come out with, hey, Pokemon's coming. You know, you guys playing your 3DS, and we got Pokemon. Here's a Metroid game. Like, that'd be pretty cool to have like some big guns come out for E3 surprise.
Well, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I would love to hear a new Metroid, like in the vein of Metroid Prime, because that game was just phenomenal, and I would love
that'd be fantastic,
right? It would just be it would make like the Nintendo generation for that console be great. So long as it's good, obviously, and it's Nintendo, so they're going to be developing great, or at least we think a great title. The
closest we got to Metroid with the Wii U was that weird the Nintendo Land game where you're like one person's in a ship and the other person's like shooting it.
Like, there's your Metroid experience. Congratulations.
There you go.
Yeah, I really hope they're working on something like that because that game's awesome. Let's see. So we got Zelda coming. That's the big one. And then Mario towards the end. I feel like Mario Kart, it's like a remaster in a way for me.
Yeah, so. It's definitely a remaster. I'd say like not remaster in terms of quality, but remaster as in on another console.
Yeah.
But we can't I refuse to throw stuff at Nintendo because Sony's done this, Microsoft's done this. Everyone's been doing that since the PS1, Xbox One came out. They're giving us games that we got a year before and then re-releasing them. I just wish Nintendo added more than just King Boo and Inkling for characters.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they'll have DLC again because Mario Kart 8 had DLC, so maybe this one will get DLC. I just wish it was more than just a mode and 2 characters.
Did they officially talk about whether or not your Virtual Console stuff is going to transfer over on your accounts?
They have not. The biggest issue Nintendo has with their online services is that they lack a account system like PSN and Xbox. So they haven't talked about that, but they did share about how their online service is going to be free until fall. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, it also means that they're going to make you start paying if you want to be online.
Yeah.
So, and also what they're doing is they're going to offer a free game as well. But here's the catch. It's only going to be Super Nintendo games. And after the month is up, you cannot play that game anymore. So it's essentially a free rental.
Yeah, they have to change that. It's so dumb.
It is extraordinarily dumb.
Are like $5 on the eShop right now. You're going to give them to us for a month to play? Like, that's not stupid. Like, that's so dumb. And I really hope with them charging us, I hope we get a better online experience because the Wii U has terrible, terrible online. Like constant lag in Splatoon, Mario Kart, Smash. So I just hope. I hope that just means a better infrastructure, an account system. I want them to catch up with Sony and Microsoft in terms of online.
They really have to. They've honestly been like 4 years overdue in catching up with them. They should have caught up with the Wii U, and they're still so far behind. It's like online gaming is already the biggest market right now. There's no reason why they should be this far behind.
Yeah, there's no.
How'd you guys feel? How'd you guys feel if Blizzard announced an Overwatch for the Switch?
I'd be
still gonna play on PC.
Well, I'm saying, wouldn't that be a cool experience though, Blue? Like playing that while taking a shit.
No, I still
You're
get pissed
on
at
Wi-Fi?
when taking a shit.
You're right. You're right. You're right. The thing that's another thing.
You go to wipe and then you get kicked for inactivity.
Oh my god! Fucking shit on my stick, and I got kicked.
I'm gonna play a calm game when I'm shitting.
But the thing is with the online, which also like makes me a little hesitant when thinking about it, is that it's mostly wireless again, which the Wii U had, and I don't want that. And in order to play with an Ethernet cable, you have to buy an adapter, just like the Wii U.
Oh, hate that.
And that's to me, that's so dumb. Like,
Yep.
why is Wi-Fi your main source of like why is that your main choice when you know online gaming?
Well, again, they're not going for competitive online gaming though. Like that's not their market.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be competitive for you to have a stable connection and enjoy yourself. Like I want to play Mario Kart non-competitively or Splatoon non-competitively, but that's difficult when I want to enjoy myself when people are flying everywhere on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft was made and is still developed by a tiny ass team and has better online capabilities than the entirety of Nintendo has ever put out. Let's think about it that way.
Well, I'm not going to conjecture. I mean, there's a lot of factors when it comes to online stuff. You know, what like the other people, is it peer-to-peer? Most of these games are peer-to-peer because hosting servers.
Understand there's a lot of factors, but Nintendo is like the last to get to it. And they have been the last for a while now.
I agree with you on that 100%. They've definitely been behind. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as cool as the system feels, it reeks of a lot of like, really? You're going to do that again, Nintendo type of stuff? You know, again, like paying for an online service that also is, you know, here's a free game, but you only have it for a month. So we're giving you a free rental. Also, it's only from Super Nintendo. It's like, what? Okay.
But didn't they confirm it was NES and SNES? Or was it just SNES?
Either. Well, if it's that, it's the same feeling. It's like, okay, regular Nintendo and Super Nintendo. It's like you're getting a 30-year-old game that you could buy for like $5-10 for free for a month. Like,
I think a big issue with them is that they've taken notice that they're in their own lane in terms of the console, quote unquote, console war, because they're no longer competing with Sony and Microsoft. Like they have their own war going on with PCs now too, and I think Nintendo is taking that and being like, it doesn't matter. Like people are gonna buy our console because only we have our games, and that's really good. That's really hurting them. Like they're too into themselves. They're overvaluing what they have, and that's hurting them a lot.
I think they really had this weird sense of that weird sense of overvaluing themselves didn't start until the Wii, when obviously that shit sold like hotcakes, and with the Wii U they did it. And look how the Wii U turned out. Like I don't want to say arrogance, but the overconfidence in their brand isn't going to last them as long as they think it is, considering how much the landscape of gaming has changed.
Yeah.
Like there's no singular brands do not live and aren't just made like that anymore. Like Sony has all this third. That's why Xbox and Sony are thriving so much. Microsoft is fucking Microsoft. Like they're gonna keep doing their thing because that's what they do, but Sony's thrived because they've really taken a lot of effort and taken these third-party developers and said, "Hey, why don't you make games just for us?" Instead of just saying, "Oh, well, we can only the studios that we picked and
trust and all this.
Our studios are the ones that make our games. People are always going to buy our Sony games." It's not like that. Like Xbox is doing it too. It's like this third-party company is making so much money for us. Why don't we just make them a first-party company for us? Like, why not? And Nintendo is just like, oh, well, we got Zelda and we got Mario and we've had them for the past 20 years.
And Sony took what's helped Sony a lot is that Sony took the humble route and did not play that card how you just said, what Nintendo was doing. And it's Nintendo just overvaluing their IPs. They're overvaluing the fact that you can only play Mario in one place.
Yeah, Sony could have done that. Sony could have done that all day.
Yeah, they could have, and they went a very humble route, and they were very open to everything when it came to indie developers, to third party, to AAA. They were very open. It seems Nintendo's very closed, and
very close.
A lot of people like to say it's because of who's running the top parts of it. It's still very old school people, and they take pride in their heritage, and that's understandable. But they need to get a lot of new young people in those higher rankings or whatever those higher positions in the company. Yeah, executives, because it's really hurting them, and their stock flew down. Not flew. I don't want to say flew. It's over exaggerating, but it went down quite a bit when the Switch conference happened by 5%.
Oh, really?
The launch of the Wii U and the launch of the PS4 are two very big opposites when you think about it. In that obviously the Wii U was like a really big stick to your guns formula, and the PS4 was obviously it's just a PS4. But when you look at it, it's Sony saying, "Look, I mean, we've got like these really cool first party games, but like here's all the other cool shit that people are doing for our technology that isn't us. Like, look at the cool shit all these other people are doing with our console." And I think Nintendo really needs to get on that bandwagon, especially with the technology they have with the Switch. It's like, why not? Why don't you have? Why wouldn't you be like, look at all this cool shit all these people are doing with our technology that's becoming an identity for us.
Right. I see what you're saying. I mean, I think there's elements of that. It's just, I think it's also a lot harder to court developers right now for Nintendo products because of Nintendo and how they feel. Like I'm sure a lot of developers out there are kind of like, oh, why would we go that way when you clearly are not selling more consoles than these other guys that have open development structures? You know, we can do both PS4 and Xbox.
It's easier. Yeah, it's easier for them to work with the companies that have already made it easy to work for. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's a reflection also in content creators as well. How like 90% of the industry has embraced content creators as one of the best ways to market games. You know, like us playing games is a direct form of people being interested.
Thank you, Bungie.
In the game. Yeah,
Thank you, Bungie.
Yeah, exactly. Bungie being interested in helping content creators.
Bungie's one of the best examples.
It really is. Yeah, like back in Halo got even bigger because of how much involvement they had with the community and allowing people to put out videos and make content with their games and all that. And it blew Bungie up. It really did. And Nintendo is the stark opposite. It's incredible. I can't put any kind of Nintendo footage in this video for YouTube because it will get flagged, and Nintendo will be like, we're taking all of the advertising revenue from this. So it's a stark opposite again. It's like Nintendo really wanting to be very protective of their IP, and I get that, but at the same time, the times are moving forward in a way that it doesn't feel like they're grasping at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's it. Hope they figure it out eventually, because the Switch has such great technology. That would be awful for this console to fail.
Yeah,
technology is so fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to fail because obviously there's too much cool stuff, and there's always going to be those titles that really sell it. One last thing about that content creation stuff, though, there is a share button apparently, right? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it shares pictures, and they said later on you put to share videos.
So they might be moving forward and finally embracing that.
Yeah, so they're gonna be able to share that stuff to social media in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might finally be like, okay, we get it. People are interested in sharing their gaming experiences, and we shouldn't stamp that out or try to like monetize every single last piece of it. You know? Yeah. Well, I think that's the podcast, guys. What you think? Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Switch.
I actually want to leave it off one more thing. Didn't you think it was kind of weird seeing Mario with like real life people? Or not real life?
Super weird.
That I got Sonic 06 vibes so hard. Like
no, not Sonic 06. No, we forget about that.
I had
Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure.
No.
The good editions of that.
Give me Chow Garden for Switch. Give me a Chow Garden game for Switch.
Listen, it was just really weird seeing him walking around. It's like, well, is Mario just super short?
I'm hoping that he has his Sonic Adventure moment. I'm hoping he has a Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 moment where people are freaked out by it, but the game ends up being fucking dope. And I hope it's not a Sonic 06 moment where it turns out like total shit, even though the music was dope.
Agreed.
It seems it's only that area, though, that has people, the New York City type area. After that, there's no like actual IRL looking people.
Well, it was definitely an explorable area. So
yeah, I'm saying that outside of that, though, when you like different areas you go to doesn't look like
you don't ever want to be like, oh, that's such a great game, except for that one area. That was really bad.
I doubt it'd be like that. It's still funny. Like
it was awkward.
It was totally I agree. I
was like, what? It was as awkward as the presser.
They should have replaced them with like just Mario type looking people, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that racist? Is that game like is
Mario?
Is that humanicist?
Speciesist? Is that speciesist?
The species?
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Casual? Is that called casual?
Casual, yeah.
Casual in our presence.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate all the support. That is the podcast. My name is Tefty. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter and catch the streams I do on twitch.tv/TeftyTeft.
Tefty's a cock casual.
Cock casual, guys.
So dumb.
Versus.
Okay, go.
I'm Versus. You guys can check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/versustheinternet. You can talk to me on Twitter at VersusTheStream and watch my live streams at twitch.tv/VersusTheStream.
You can go to youtube.com/BlueWestlo, where I upload most days a week. And you can catch some pretty crazy cock casual gameplay on there, even though I'm not cock casual. And check out my Twitch.
He's just spasual.
Hawk casual. Casual. Jesus Christ. Anyways, twitch.tv/BlueWestlo and Twitter at BlueWestlo.
Nailed it. Bye, guys.
Bye.